friends, guests, and adventurers of all ages. Tonight's show is for the brave, the fearless, and the dangerously curious. Witness feats of strength, daring acrobatics, and mystifying magic. Get ready to have the most astounding night of your life. Welcome to the Circus of Wayward Wonders. Welcome to Roll for Combat, Three-Ring Adventure.
Hey everyone, welcome to Roll for Combat, Three-Ring Adventure. I'm your GM and host, Steven Glicker, and in this week's episode we find out who was hiding in the barn and what that means to our adventurers. So this actually was a really fun episode. It's hard to talk about these episodes without spoiling, but let's just say there was a lot of thinking on my feet in this episode. Actually, last episode too, because there's these social interactions and they're not really scripted, and I just sort of like go with the flow. And whenever you do that, suddenly you get questions about the world. Now, one of the issues whenever you're playing something like Pathfinder is Golarion has a lot of books. Thousands upon thousands of pages of material, and it sometimes gets a little uncomfortable when the characters, or in this case the real life people who are playing these characters, know more about the world than you do. I do not profess to be an expert in Golarion lore. I obviously do read a lot about Pathfinder, but if you compare me to like the people in No Direction, I'm a mere novice compared to their level of knowledge in the Pathfinder world. I just don't have nearly as strong of a grasp of the history of Golarion. I have a bad habit of sort of latching on the things that I enjoy and learning a lot about those and then kind of ignoring everything else. So, you know, if you wanted to talk about Caden Kaleen, or if you want to talk about Torog, or if you want to talk about Numeria and the cool technologies that are there, I can get into that quite a bit, because I did the whole Iron Gods Adventure Path, so I know all about Numeria, I know all about that area. But then if you start talking about gods that I might not follow or read about, I have to start flipping through that book real quick, because even I don't exactly know what the heck is going on in there. So there's a lot of thinking in my feet. There's a lot of me quickly pulling up books and referencing things as I'm being asked all about various gods in today's episode. And even Steven Glicker, the GM, does not know all the answers and does not want to go against, well, the written lore of Golarion. That's actually one of the nice things when you have your own world and your own game, is that you can just make this crap up and no one will know because it's your world. And I like to actually use what's written in the books. I don't like to try to go off script too much. Or if we do go off script, like with a god or some of their beliefs, I make sure that I get PC buy-in as well. So I try to stay by the book. Why am I talking about this? Because later in this episode, we have a lot of organic discussions that just sort of happen, where we start talking about the history of Golarion, and I gotta just get into it real quick. And I like doing this. I like to go off script. I like to pull characters out by putting them in weird situations, awkward situations. Think anything you would not like to encounter in real life, it's a lot easier to do to PCs because they're trapped and now you get to see their reactions. So I love to do that, and this is no exception this week. So some really quick show notes. By the time you listen to this, PaizoCon Online will have come and gone. We had a special show of Tales from the Black Lodge with Eric Mona that will have already aired by the time you listen to this. If you did not watch that show live, I am planning on recording it and putting it up on our YouTube and Twitch streams. So if you want to go to our Twitch channel, or if you want to go to our YouTube channel, which is probably even easier, you can check that out. And if you want to know where to find the URLs for that, I do not know off the top of my head. So just go to rollforcombat.com. In the upper left-hand corner, you will see links to every single thing. You'll see links to our YouTube channel, Discord channel, our Twitch channel, you name it. Whatever you need, it's up there. So just go to there, click on the links, go there, and you can actually watch, which was probably a hysterical episode, because we did this about a month ago with Eric Mona as a special guest, and it was fantastic. And he's playing the same goofy character he played last time, so now we even know what to expect, so we can kind of play into it more. I'm hoping it was a grand success, or it was a terrible failure and I will be crying by the time this comes out. I hope not, as I put a lot of time and effort into making sure this stream goes as smoothly as possible. In addition, do check out our Patreon. For $10 more a month, you can watch us live, just like that Twitch stream. That's right. And you can watch us do Black Lodge or Circus or both. That's right. Just go to patreon.rollforcombat.com. Check out all the cool things you can do. We also give out the episodes early. If you do $5 a month or even $2, we just give you cool little tidbits here and there and artwork and things like that. And then also don't forget about the RPG Superstar contest. We've got about 2-3 weeks left on that. So just go to rpgsuperstar.com and you too can enter 3 monsters. If you get selected, you get published, you get fame, you get fortune. It's glorious, I tell you. Just go to rpgsuperstar.com, check it out. It's really easy. The interface is super clean, and it's free. And then finally, do not forget our Discord channel, discord.rollforcombat.com, where you too can hang out with other people from Roll for Combat and play games. We just had our 250th table open up. That's right, we play Pathfinder or Starfinder, and if you put that into the maths, we have 250 plus tables, because there's actually more than that, and we've been doing this for a little bit more than 2 years. That's more than 2+ tables a week getting opened up. That's like one every 4 days, or even, actually no, it's more like one every 3 days. So every 3 days, brand new table. That is a lot of tables. So check it out. If you want to play some Starfinder, you want to play some Pathfinder, you just want to hang out, just go to discord.rollforcombat.com and you will be invited. But with that, let's get to this week's exciting episode.
Meanwhile, Alhara and Darius are going to start searching in these, what look like, I don't know, looks like horse stalls for trapped people.
Vanessa Hoskins is playing Alhara Varys, the amazingly agile Alhara, a half-elf gymnast swashbuckler.
Yeah, stalls, yeah.
Rob Tremarco is playing Darius Varys, Darius's daring destructions, a half-elf monk of the mountain style.
Did I hear you say there are people in there?
Rob Pontius is playing Otteron, Uncanny Otteron's cauldron of curious concoctions, a human witch of curses.
Oh crap, we gotta go get him.
Lauren Sig is playing Hap, the Starlight Sparrow, a human fire elementalist sorcerer.
There are people in here.
Otteron moves just inside.
Okay, so I'll say you open up one of the barn doors, the middle one, and there you see 3 people tied up, and they look to be in really bad shape. There is a man, a woman, and a child. They're all tied to each other. Their lips are cracked, and they seem horribly dehydrated, and they're the ones looking at you saying, "Help! Help! Help!"
Let's untie them and get them out of here and give them some water.
Yeah, Alhara immediately pulls out her dagger and cuts their bonds.
Is any of their bad shape injury related or just malnutrition stuff?
It just means to be malnutrition and dehydration.
Okay. I'll give each of them the rest of my water skin.
They try to drink it, but they start getting sick because they're drinking it too fast.
Slow down. You're gonna get sick.
Oh, thank you. We haven't eaten or drank anything in almost 3 days.
Darius, do you have any of that bacon left?
That
no.
would be a lot for someone who
But
has not eaten.
We have water and we'll take you back to town immediately.
Thank you. And they're like in really, really bad shape. They're very weak. You probably have to help them out or carry them. And
I'll carry...
Absolutely
carry them.
Otteron will look through the mephits, meanwhile.
I'm sorry to bother you folks. You've obviously been through a lot, but is one of you the sheriff?
No. They're all trying, they shake their heads. They're like, no, we're not the sheriff.
That's right. Darius and I can take them back to the Temple of Abadar. Let's just get them outside and get them something to drink. A little bit of fresh water.
Let's get some outside.
Yeah, it looks like there actually was some water. Luckily, there was some water in the trough for the animals here, but it's completely empty. So the only thing that kept them alive was whatever was left in that trough. But it looks like another day or so they would have died from dehydration.
And we get them out, and Acheron and Hap, if you want to search the place to see if those books are here or something,
Yes, I will look.
more clues.
Yeah, we need to have a look around.
The two adults quickly grab their child and hug her, and it looks like they're just telling you to tend to the girl, attend to the child. The adults seem to be more concerned about her than themselves.
Alhara, if you wanted to stay, I could help the little one get to the temple.
Sure. I mean, we should definitely look around and make sure that there aren't any more gross creatures crawling about here or there.
Yes,
and there might
let's
be
look
some
around
clues
first.
as to what's going on here.
Yeah, okay, but we'll have to make it quick. I'm really worried about these folks.
That's what I was thinking. Let's just get them to safety, get them some water, and finish looking around, and then we can take them back to the temple. We should probably all stick
Yes.
together.
We need to stay together.
Oh, so you don't want me to leave you alone with Acheron?
Not right
Acheron
now.
will be continuing to look through the methods.
That's not what I was saying. I just mean that we should be smart about this. Mm-hmm. Yeah, smart about this. And take care of these people and also make sure the danger is gone.
Psst, hey, Darius, you know, when she goes, yep, that means she's lying.
Sure.
Have you
course.
noticed that?
While I'm doing this, the
help me
the
with these
husband,
people.
the wife, and the little kid are looking to Hap, saying, "Can I have the water, please? Can you stop talking?
I hand them
Give us
my
some
water."
Yeah, we hand them
I
the
already
water.
gave them all my water.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Hap
We
already
drank
gave them
it
the water
all. We
skin.
drank it. We drank it all. Do you have any more, young lady? We haven't had anything in days.
I don't have any more, but I'm sure my big brother Darius does.
Okay.
Yes, hand it over.
Okay. And they're slowly sipping the water and just sort of, carefully doing it as their lips are all chapped and they're obviously in bad shape. They're like, oh, yeah, if you can help. They're just lying down. They're actually going to go over to the chairs and sit down in the chairs. And they're
I'm
trying to
gonna
get
go with
the
them.
aches and pains out of their legs and arms. After being
Yes,
tied up
walk
for so long.
slowly. This is
Yeah,
in
and
some
I'm gonna
time.
help the little one. I'm gonna hold her hand, and I'll get down on a knee and be like, "What's your name, little one?"
Meanwhile, Darius and Alhara find some pretty horrible things. You
Oh,
find
lovely.
in the southernmost cow stall 2 more sets of skin. War skin
Ew.
puppets.
Skin.
That's right. Just like last time. Looks like hollowed out skin from 2 middle-aged human males. They're clad in gray robes, the color of a storm cloud, and they both have a wooden religious symbol of Gozra on them. In addition, Darius notices that the symbol of Gozra for both of them seems to have weird runes or graffiti ripped into it, like etched into the religious symbol. Something odd about it.
Hey, Steve, if I wanted to examine these survivors to see if they had a demon in them, what kind of roll would that be?
That I would think is probably a heal check that I would make.
Okay. Hey, since you guys are sitting down and sipping water, let me look over your injuries real quick. Make sure you guys are okay. And then I'd like to make the medicine check.
Sure. They seem human, and they seem in really bad shape, and they don't seem to be attacking you. So, you don't think that they're possessed by demons. Who knows?
I could get them to drink the holy water.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Up to you. So you, you find 2 skin puppet bodies, middle-aged men wearing robes, gray robes, the color of storm clouds, with wooden religious symbols of Gozra that have been desecrated of some way. You're not exactly sure what.
Anything on the methods?
Nothing on the methods. The methods are little nudies and carry no equipment or items.
Okay. After that,
Oh,
Acheron will head up to the loft to search if anything's up there.
Atron climbs up to the loft
Carefully.
and finds. First of all, one thing you notice is there's tons of rat droppings everywhere. And now you didn't notice it before, but now you noticed it.
That sounds familiar.
And on the first floor. And on the second floor, you notice a small bedroll with a huge number of rat droppings all up here, like tons of rat droppings all over the floor. And there also appears to be a very detailed circle with runes around it right by the bed that's freshly etched.
Can I identify them or what they mean or stand for or are used for?
Sure, you can do a religion check that I will do for you.
Sure.
Okay, your religion doesn't seem to know what the symbols mean, but you can use your occultism. Nope. Or your arcana. Nope. You know that this is.
I have occultism.
I know you failed both.
Okay.
You know that this is some ruins for something, maybe summoning or binding or strengthening creatures. Not 100% sure, unfortunately. You might need someone else who also knows the arcane and occult arts, unfortunately.
Okay, so
I know both of those.
Acheron would call down, there are runes marked up here and lots of rat droppings. I think the druidess was here considering the woman at the mug mentioned it. So perhaps you can look up here. I'm going to search around. So Acheron will continue searching.
I can try. Will you folks be okay for just a moment?
They'll be fine. They're not going anywhere.
I'll go upstairs.
They're just sitting there. So when you say you're searching, this is something I don't like. Tell me exactly what you're doing, because saying I'm searching, well, you're in a huge barn. Are you searching the circle? Are you searching the barn? You're searching the bed? You're searching the hay? Because different areas will result in different things. Now, if you want to say you just want to Greyhawk the place, which is what we say in our other podcast, that means you spend several hours going through every inch of the place until you find everything worthwhile. Now, you could do that too, and it's called Greyhawking. It just takes a long time, but that also can be done, in which you want nothing left behind. But that's a couple of hours.
We'd have to come back for that.
Yeah, but you can do it. That's the shorthand that we use. Like, if you're in a small room, we just say we Greyhawk, and I'll say, okay, it takes 30 minutes, and you find X, Y,
Acheron wants to search the bedroll and the circle.
Okay. Because things could happen. It's like you say, I search the circle. Okay, something summons and kills you. Or a trap goes off. That's why I ask, because it's very important you say what. Okay.
Sure.
Alhara's gonna...
Yes?
I was gonna say, while they're doing that, Alhara's gonna make her way up the ladder on the south end of the barn, sort of look over at Atron, and then notice Hap heading up the ladder to assist in whatever it is they're looking at. And she quickly scurries back down the ladder and then starts searching all the different stalls and things, the hay and the stalls in the lower end, just in case there's any other discarded items or something.
Can I perception to see her run away when she notices me up here?
Sure.
I mean, I'm going to roll stealth, but sure.
Skill challenge. PvP.
Oh, you totally do not see that, and not even close.
Okay.
Because I already rolled yours.
26.
You were too busy looking. You totally didn't see that. You were too busy looking at this weird-looking circle. And Hap immediately knows a few things. One,
I just cross my arms and stare at it and see what comes to me.
Yep, you know several signs that represent Gozra, as well as many demonic runes are in there. You recall with your occultism, you know that this is a circle used for summoning demons, and explains probably where all these demons are coming from. But what's interesting about this one is that it has several markings in here specific to Gozra, so you don't know what's going on with that, as well as demonic ruins, which explain where those demons came from, and that's what it was used for. And it's quite fresh.
So here's what I'll relay to Atron. Hey, Acheron, can you think of any reason a demonic summoning circle would have runes for Gozra in it?
Either some sort of attempt at corruption of Gosra's faithful, or perhaps some sort of strange extraplanetary bargaining, perhaps. But considering we know the Hermitage has likely corrupted individuals, maybe. That Druidess was not well.
Gosh, I hope everything's gonna be alright. This is really getting into some deep stuff.
It is unfortunate when those bound to nature feel they must make bargains with dark powers.
Are any of the people here able to be assisted with battle medicine, or this is purely just hunger and thirst and I can't do anything?
They're like fatigued, to be honest. Just good night rest, food and water
Gotcha.
is enough for them. They don't have they have minor damage. It can't hurt. If you want to just do some rolls, I'd probably suggest you don't fail any of those rolls, although everyone gets another hero point. So give yourselves, anyone who spent one, you can take another one. So
Okay.
you all have one. And I think Atron might have two.
Yes.
Yes,
So
sir.
you guys, again, also, you do your own. I don't do your hero points. You take care of that. That's the green circle. So Alhara, while she's searching through the barn, actually notices in the hay are two bloody tridents that were in the hay near the meat puppets, flesh puppets, if you will.
Bloody tridents. Ugh. Like
I want to go back down the ladder.
aquatic fishing tridents, or like they were what are they called to shovel hay with?
No, they're
Pitchforks?
tridents.
Pitchforks, yeah.
Nope, weapons. These
Like
are
actual
tridents.
trident weapons.
Yes.
It's weird. All right. She's going to sort of look them over. Do they look especially well made? Are there any magical glowing runestones on them?
No, but you do notice on the tridents, the symbol of Gozra is clearly on them.
Yeah. I'm starting to think that Atran is right, and there are some nasty druid activity going on here.
I want to run over to Alhara while you're away from the crowd. Hey, can I get some water from you for those people?
Oh, yeah, of course. I thought I had handed it over. Maybe I hadn't. Oh, nope, I didn't. Here you go.
Oh, thanks, but, can I get one of the other waters?
Oh,
Yeah, there's some weird stuff going on.
yeah. Maybe I should go with you just in case. But here,
Yeah, that'd be great.
she pulls out one of the holy waters and hands it to Hab.
Okay, thanks. I'm gonna run back to the folks. Hey guys, I brought you all some more water. This one's fresh spring water. It didn't just come out of the town supply. So have a sip of this. But there's not a lot here, so each of you only gets a third of this vial, and I'm going to get them to drink the holy water.
Okay, all three of them drink the water and take little sips, and nothing happens as they finish one of the holy waters. They don't seem to be any wiser, as they're just consoling each other, and
Okay.
they're fine. Ataran is searching through the bedroll, doesn't really notice anything other than lots of rat droppings, even in the bedroll, and finds a strange little vial. It looks like it's a little vial that seems to have countless translucent beads swirling within. That's the only thing you find in the bedroll.
No books of Abadar by chance?
No books of Abadar. After a little while,
All right, after that, they'll head down.
Okay, after a little while, the family goes on to explain that they're the Hoftons. Like, oh, we're the Hoftons. I'm Sarah and Rickard and Ima. And Ima's the little girl. And they go on and say, thank you so much. Sorry, we were trying to scream, but our throats were all dry. We heard you outside, and first we were scared if we said anything that they would have heard us. But once you broke in, we did our best, but I don't know how much longer. It's been days since we were kidnapped.
We'll get you back to
They
town.
look
Who
at
took
and say,
you?
"What? How'd you know we were here? What happened?"
What? Who took you? Was it the druid woman with the rat-headed hood?
Yes, they all nod. They're like, "Yes, this woman, this halfling with
She
this
is dead.
rat hood."
Yes, she's been causing trouble all over Aberton.
Oh,
We stopped her, and we heard
Oh.
about this barn, and we came.
that woman, she kidnapped us, and she was going on and on about the hermitage of the blessed lightning. She was speaking of it often. She was between furious outbursts blaming the people of Aberton for everything from environmental changes like heat waves and dry spells and wells going dry, and they're all like talking at the same time. Like, yeah, and like declining birth rates, and they were just saying all these horrible things. And then at the same time, she was saying good things about the blessed hermitage. It was very confusing. It's very confusing.
She was mentally unwell, clearly. Did we look through the rest of the barn, Darius?
I searched the stalls. I found these 2 tridents, also with the symbols of Gozer on them. I don't think they're magic,
Most
though.
Unfortunate.
Hey,
Well,
so
perhaps we go to the church, yes?
yeah, let's just definitely take them there. We can come back and search a little more thoroughly later. It looks like this place is safe for now. Hey, do you know, the 3 of you, do you know why that halfling woman was keeping you here? Why she was kidnapped you and kept you alive?
They look at each other. They're like, we don't know. She had all these animals and the mephits and the rats everywhere. As far as we can tell, she was going to terrorize Aberton so that everyone would leave. But then she was talking about a circus, and she thought she would go kill the circus, and that would cause everyone to leave. That's all we know, is that she seemed to be obsessed about getting rid of everyone at Aberton.
I wonder if the demons got to the other druids and she perhaps snapped at what she saw or found? Because she was not, well, at least nothing came out of her. Perhaps
She may have been
truly-
corrupted.
I wonder if the
Possessed,
demons
you mean?
did something to her. Yes, she wasn't maybe possessed, but maybe they caused great mental unwellness in her.
Were there any other hostages here?
Yes, there were. There was two visitors from the Hermitage of Blessed Lightning, came with strange loose skin, and also the Lindell brothers were here too. They were our hostage, but after those brothers from the Hermitage showed up, we saw these hideous worm-like creatures burst from the hermit's mouth, and we heard horrible screaming, and next thing we know is the Lindell brothers were walking around with the strange looseness of the skin. We didn't see it. We just heard the screaming and the yelling, and that's all we know.
I am very sorry for what you have seen here, but know that we have already killed many demons, and these 3 are very capable at fighting them. I am certain you will find peace at the church with the Father, especially if you are of Abadar's religion. Is that everyone in town, I assume? And Ataran looks a little confused, like they're not sure if everyone follows Abadar or not.
Yes, we're all members.
So we found the Lindell brothers. They're already dead, I'm sorry to say. There were 2 other bodies that we found also in this barn. They're kind of grotesque. You don't have to look at them, but do you know who they were?
Other druids, right?
Oh, the druids? Okay.
No, as I said, do they look like middle-aged men?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Well, I said there was these 2 members from the Hermitage middle-aged men with strange loose skin, and then as soon as they saw those demon-like things coming out of their mouths, we
Yeah.
quickly shut our eyes and tried to ignore the screaming that we heard. We
That's
didn't
probably
see
for
what
the
happened,
best.
but yes, that sounds like
Okay,
it. I
that'd be
don't
them. Yeah, all
know.
right.
I don't know what that means or what that happened. All I know is that at first it was us and the Lindels, and then the Lindels left, and we've been here ever since. It's been like at least 3 days, I think.
We killed those two. They are also dead.
They're all like just shaking in horrified. Says, well, can we leave this place? I really don't want to. I
Yes.
think we're strong enough to leave now.
Let's go.
They get on their feet.
I am hoping perhaps the Father will grace us with some healing as well. I burned a little. Hap, you said you had more healing scrolls. I've already used one. Can I have one of yours?
Yeah, here.
Thank you.
So then that puts Atron at 2, and then I still have 3.
Check.
All right, we helped them back to town.
To the church.
So, doing a preliminary search through the barn, other than these mephits and what you found, you don't really notice anything else through a quick search, other than what you found and the summoning circle, the bodies, the tridents, the strange oil, and then the things by the plant.
Sounds good.
Yeah, what was all that stuff by the plant? You said there was like a necklace and some other stuff. Was any of that magic?
I have not had time to look. Perhaps at the church we will.
Okay, yeah, let's get back there, get safe, and we'll take a look at everything, I guess.
Yes, it will be good to check on the priest. Yes.
All right. Well, let's get these 3 back to the church so that they can be taken care of. And then while we're doing that, maybe we can get taken care of too. And then
Right.
we'll take a look
Take
at these
some time.
items.
Yeah.
Okay, so you show up at the church. After a slow walk back to town, it is getting, it's in the afternoon by now. And you kind of have to help the Hoftons. And you can see that a lot of it's been cleaned up. The demons and any remnants of the demons are long gone. And you can see the priest is there with a couple of acolytes helping out. And as you come through, he sees you again. He's like, oh, you're back. Oh, and you brought, the Hoftons. Oh, they look terrible. Come here. And he knows them, obviously. And he's like, come. And he immediately helps them up and brings them over. Starts attending to their many wounds and is helping them out.
Thank you, Father. We are still looking for your books. We have found signs of corruption amongst the Hermitage and the Druids. We are hoping, now that your members of your flock are with you, you can guide them, as it is probably not best for them to return to their home or their barn. And I would kindly ask for Abadar's healing for our friends here, if you could, please. And I'll make a diplomacy check if you want me to.
Sure. Everyone gets healed for 17 as he does a big old heal.
Dang.
Atron smiles. Thank you, and thank Abadar for this healing.
Yes. He goes up to Atron and says, I expect you to come back here, as now that's the 4th time I've used my healing, and the first few times were definitely to help out, and now, of course, I'm helping out the Hoftons, but I think you need to come back, Atron. I believe it is. I've heard them say your name.
Atron.
Atron. Have you found a lord? Is there a god you worship? Who do you worship? As I see no accoutrements on you.
I do not worship anyone.
Well, you can see the power of our god. You can see what he can do. Obviously, much power. You might want to find out more about Abadar and learn all about his greatness, his blessing, his amazing spreadsheets and profit loss margins. He's quite an interesting god, as he helps those both in the spirit as well as the pocketbook.
Ataran puts on this very wide but kind of fake-looking smile, more than they normally smile, and says, I will happily consider this. Thank you.
Oh, good, good. We're going to have a service in a day or so. So on Sunday, I expect to see you here, Otteron, bright and early with the rest of the crowd, and we can tell you more about the faith. You too as well, if you're interested. Although he seems to be very interested in Otteron for some reason.
Don't worry,
Today's
Father
Wednesday.
Drend. We'll make sure that they show up.
Today's wheel day, which is essentially Wednesday.
Okay, Wednesday. So on
Wheel
Sunday,
day.
he expects to see Otteron right here in the freshly restored church. He's like, that's our goal, is to have everything cleaned up and ready in time for the blessing of Abadar.
You did not answer me before. Do you know much of Zankuthan?
Zankuthan? No.
Yes.
He's an evil god. You want nothing to do with him.
That is correct.
I mean, of course I know something about all of the gods, as one must to be a priest, but that is a god that has no place in our hearts or in our town.
Wait, who's Zon Kuthan?
A powerful and malign deity of darkness and shadow. But saved people once, and even druids praise his name. I am glad to hear you have no affiliation, but is there things to learn of Abadar, books or something outside of your holy text we are looking for?
He starts going on and goes, that's the great thing about Abadar. You can worship him wherever you are. He's the god of cities, law, merchants, and wealth. As long as you are making money and interested in wealth, you're worshiping Abadar, even if you don't know it. And I heard that you've been quite slick in buying and selling things in town, which made me think that you might be a perfect candidate for Abadar, as you seem to know the ins and outs of mercantile exchange.
Oh, he's got you there, Otteron.
Although I often give away that which I make.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. I even been giving out free healing to you, although really is anything free if you think about it, because in turn, you've been helping me. You were able to clear out this area, so I think of that as payment in full. I gave you services, and in turn, you pay me back by helping out. See, everyone wins. And that's the central theorem for Abadar. Doesn't that sound something that would interest you, Otteron?
I don't know. I am still searching, and like I said, I was interested in hearing of your knowledge of witchcraft and why you associated me thusly. So, does Abadar know much of witchcraft and occultism?
A bit. Again, Abadar is mostly about law, merchants, and wealth. But they're not against witchcraft or any magic of any type.
As long as it's profitable.
That's right, Sahara. That's right. But you know what? Here's the secret. And he's starting to really get into it. He's like, no one else will ever tell you this, but I will. Everything is about profit and loss. You think these other churches and other religions aren't doing it for the money? Where do you think they get all the abilities to build those churches and fill those pews? You need coin to do that. And even if they say they don't want coin, they really do. We are just upfront about it. We are showing you that we worship coin and we're using it for the benefit of mankind. All of kind, actually.
That is good.
Can you help these people? They're starving and fatigued from being captured by the insane druid and her demons.
Of course. And actually, the other acolytes have been helping them out and giving them food and attending.
Okay, good.
He did heal them 17 points for everyone. Everyone
look at
here,
that.
including them and you. Don't forget.
They need rest, that is for sure.
Mhm.
Will we go to the orchard, or should we check on What was the other place? The mill. Next.
Well, anyhow, with that,
Hmm.
he pulls out a small pamphlet, and Nelia gives it to Ateron. He goes, "This is the holy book of Abatar, the Order of Numbers, where it commands followers to build cities and settlements where there are none, work hard, and trade in the pursuit of wealth, and follow law while doing so." This isn't the full book. This is sort of the abbreviated book, but look it over. See if there's anything in there that you find interesting. I can tell you, you're well on your way to becoming a worshiper of Abadar and having a boon from him by helping out the temple. I guarantee that will go a long way. And he looks at you and says, for all of you as well, even you, Darius, I can sense the godless heathen in you. But if you ever wanted to worship a god, Abadar is always there for you.
Hey, Father Dren, can I ask you a question?
Thank you for the offer, but thank you for your help.
Of course, young lady.
Please forgive me if this is rude, but is there a god of, like, pretty things and making people happy?
Of course there is. There's a god for everything.
Well, who is it?
Can I know if there's one? I have training in religion now. Maybe I've heard of such.
Sure.
I know what it is, but my character doesn't, so.
Well, there's a couple. Which one? So I do it correct. I mean, there's Desna.
Oh no, I want to hear what you've got to say.
I was leaning towards Shellen, but
Well, I'm just thinking Desna is good. Well, she's pretty and she's like kind of fun.
Yeah, Shellen's probably your main one for pretty things.
That's who I was thinking, but I really wanted to hear what Father Dren thought about it.
It's art and beauty. Yeah, that's true. Like, Desna might be attractive, but she's all about travel and whimsy and dreams and.
Yeah. So he thinks about it and he says, "Yeah, I would think Desna," but then he thinks about it for a second. He goes, "Well, maybe not. Although she's quite beautiful, she's not really into beauty so much. Shellen is literally the goddess of art, beauty, love, and music. The eternal rose, she's called. I would think that you would be interested in her, and she is an ally of Abadar, so they get along quite well."
Shellen. I'll have to ask Dad about her. I don't know why he never talked about her before.
Oh yes, it's actually quite a beautiful religion, as they are very much into artists, minstrels, musicians, museums, theaters. I would imagine a circus troupe. You'd have many people who follow Shellen. Also, they do very well at earning profit.
Thank you very much for the answer, Father Drent. Here, I have something for you. And I'm going to hold out my hand, and I'm going to give him a gold piece.
Wow.
Thank you for the information, and I believe that this is respectful to Abadarians.
Yes. And with that, he takes the gold piece and he brings it over to where you see there's like a large donation box, and he puts it in the box. Very, very deliberately showing you where it goes. Abadar will notice you and will repay you in kind, I'm sure.
meanwhile, Ataran goes outside onto the grass outside of the actual church, and will start looking over the items to see what's magic.
Okay. So, you look at the items, and don't forget, you have the Order of Numbers pamphlet now. Put that in your inventory.
Will do.
You look at the items. Let's see, the pyramid-shaped spite is magical, and that weird oil is magical.
Okay, I would try to identify them.
Okay, which one do you want to try to identify?
The pyramid first.
You use occultism. You easily find out that the pyramid is... Oh, that's right. I don't need to do it anymore. You do it. Tell everyone what you found out.
Well, I think they'd look at the vial first before they talked about any of the magic items.
The vial is magical? You said, but you looked at the pyramid first, though.
Yeah, but Ataran wouldn't talk about it yet until they finish looking at both items.
Okay, well then 10 minutes go by, and then you have to look at the other one.
Yes, please.
You don't know what that oil is.
Okay.
You fail at figuring it out. You might have to do it later or have someone else do it for you.
So Ataran would head in and say, Hap, it may be good for you to try looking at this vial. I could not understand its magic, but this pyramid spike, you attach to armor, it sends out magical force in like a woven strand of power, and it can help you grab at an edge in case you are falling. It is quite interesting.
All right, so I'll take the potion and I'll kind of hold it up to the sun a little bit and like look through it, and then I'll stick the finger in it and taste it, and then I'll kind of like think real hard and see if I get anything.
Hap turns into a snake.
That would be funny.
She tries to bite her own face.
That would be most unwelcome.
But not entirely surprising.
She figures out what it is.
This undoes damage. Like, do you remember that time that one of our carts, its wagon wheel broke? Like, we could have just rubbed this on that wheel and it would have fixed the wheel.
Oh.
It fixes broken items.
Yeah.
Huh, interesting. It's like fancy magic glue?
I call it flex tape.
Meh.
Well, this spike will only work once. It is talismanic. I do not know which of you should wear this, but...
Alhara's very jumpy.
Probably not me.
Jumping around with the jumps.
Yeah, but I don't have any trouble grabbing edges. Don't you
That's
think
what
we
everyone
should use
says
it
until
with
they have
someone?
trouble grabbing an edge.
Well, remember,
Sure.
didn't it just say that it turns a success into a critical?
Yeah.
You also need to be an expert in reflex to use it.
Yeah, so
use
it
it?
doesn't help you if you fail.
I thought it was just to make it.
Oh, requirements. Well, I don't know. It says activate requirements.
It's a consumable thing. Why would you need to be an expert? It's just a
I'm
magical
just
item.
reading.
You use
I
once.
guess under requirements, I guess that's to make it. Okay.
It does say if you roll a critical failure, you get a failure instead, but it doesn't say anything about if you get a failure, it becomes a success, which is strange.
No,
I
just
would think it said that.
protects you from critical fails, like that weeping angel talisman I have. If I critically fail a medicine check, I can turn it into a regular failure.
But it does also give you a critical success on a success too. Like it gives you both.
That's nice.
Oh yeah, no, you have to be an expert in reflex in order to even use this. Interesting.
Haha.
I am. Are you not?
No, I am.
Yeah. So then you're good.
Or you're good.
Just keep it
Well-
around. You have to still build it into someone's armor.
I think that climbing a ledge is athletics. So
Right. It's so because this helps you when you grab an edge, grabbing an edge is a reflex save, and I have +10, which I think is considerably
there you
higher than
go.
what Darius has. So it might actually be more useful to Darius just because he might need the extra oomph.
Got it.
To me, this sounds like a defensive thing, like a I don't want to screw this
Yes.
up thing. So
I am surprised I could not understand this oil, but since I often work in fixing things around the circus, perhaps I will hold on to this.
hey, I just got lucky. Like sometimes I'll look at something and I'll have no idea, and other times it just springs into my head.
Your natural talents are strong, yes.
what about the boots and the chain and the hat? Any of those magic?
No.
I wonder
Just
why the boots are all
dirty.
bloody. Yeah. Do they belong to
They
somebody?
probably belong to the people who were torn apart by those worms.
Hoffman family, are you aware of anyone who wore a silver chain and a wide-brimmed hat that was perhaps near your farm?
Do you show it to them?
Yeah, if they kind of look at me like, what? Atron takes it out and shows.
They look at that and they're like, oh, that's the sheriff's hat. And that's the sheriff's boot
Oh.
and the sheriff's chain.
Was he eaten by the plant?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was. Must have coughed these things up after eating him. Gross.
And so he returned to the ground.
I suppose that's true.
Well, thank you.
Guess that reflex save didn't help when you're getting eaten by a Venus flytrap.
So, to the orchard or to the mill? We must choose unless we are to return to circus now.
Well, now that I'm healed up, I feel like I could go do something. The orchard had hornet problems, right?
No, that was the mill. The orchard is the boars.
Oh, right. Well, we could always use more bacon, right?
Always. Let's find the boars.
I would agree. The orchard. Perhaps also there is fruit.
Lead on.
Ataran will take out the map and give some direction.
Okay.
Ataran also puts the pamphlet away.
Uh-oh.
So you leave the Hoftons at the church where they seem to be taking care of the acolytes and the priests. See you off. The orchard is in town. It's not too far away. Okay, so you find this apple orchard, and sure enough, you find what you think are some tracks leading into probably a gorge that you see in front of you, where there is a log that has been placed over the gorge to allow people to easily climb over it. And you are in the middle of this orchard, and you know there was something about boars or something. What do you do?
Are there fruits on the trees?
Sure, there's some apples. They're actually all over the place. They're on the ground, they're on the trees, it's everywhere.
I would like to take an apple and I would like to cook it in my hands and then eat it.
Okay, you do that.
Oh my gosh, that smells so good.
Do you want one?
Yes, please.
Here, let me have it. And then I'll cook an apple for Ahare. Here you go.
She starts eating it.
Do boars like apples?
I'd like to roll a nature check to see if boars like apples. I have a +6 on that, Steve.
Yep, you roll an 18. Boars like apples, probably why it's here. It's probably eating up all these apples as there's a ton on the ground, so they're probably gobbling them up. Yum, 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 yum.
There's a ton on the ground over here. Are there a ton on the ground on the other side of the small
Yeah.
ravine?
They're everywhere.
Oh, okay.
Because they just
But
fall
no-
off the tree.
But no boars to be seen?
No,
I think
no,
I think that was kind of what she was asking is like, do we see where they've been eating the apples? By a lack of
just-
apples.
no, they're everywhere. I don't know if you've ever gone apple. As a father of 2, I go apple picking every year, and the number of apples on the ground when you go apple picking is staggering. There are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of apples on the ground. So it would take thousands of boars to eat up all those apples. They're everywhere. So you do not see any area that has less apples than the other area.
The warm apple does smell good, but
Here, have one. And then I give you one.
thank you. So maybe the boars are in the ravine there? Ditch? How deep? We should be careful approaching it.
I'll
Let me
take a look.
check.
If we're doing exploration mode activities, Alhara's doing the scouting activity. Essentially going ahead first and checking things out.
Hap takes a big bite. Be careful. I'll do a little bit.
Aha! You're gonna get bored.
Oh, yeah.
You approach the muddy irrigation channel used for the apple orchard, and sure enough,
cool.
you see a boar and its 2 babies. And as soon as they see you, they seem to shout in anger and become extremely territorial.
It's okay, little guys.
Roll for combat!
Or maybe it's not.
Well, they don't know. I mean, you came onto their house, you surprised them. So
How deep is the irrigation ditch?
It's not that deep. It's maybe like 5 feet deep, 6 feet deep, but they're tiny. These boars they're like dogs. Like even a big boar, like they were kind of in the mud and just sort of like hanging out. So this baby boar sees you, and it spends like one action, kind of like getting up out of the mud, and then it's like wah, 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 and then it does a charge at Darius.
Oh, Deb.
Ta-da, ta-da. It does not like Darius in its area. Ooh.
Hit. Oh, shoot.
It charges you. You guys are like, oh, these are cute little boars. That's cute. And it charges you, hits you with a 21. And on top
Jeez.
of that, the charge does an extra 2 points of damage. It hits you for... No.
13.
No, actually, sorry. It's a 23. It gets a +2 to its attack when it charges. So it hits you with a 23, which is not quite a crit, but close enough. and does 13 points of
Not
damage at you.
Jeez.
Ay, ay,
So the
ay.
itty bitty little boar. Alhara
That
is
was the
up.
little one?
Yes, that was the baby boar. If you've never seen a boar in your life, they are horribly nasty creatures. Alhara is up and just saw this little boar charge up and smash her baby brother right in the chest.
Hey, boar, I was going to live and let live, but now you're bacon. All right, she's
Yep.
going to try to tumble
Oh,
through this
man.
baby boar. Holy crap. And get to the other side of it. 26 against its reflex DC. So she tumbles through.
You easily get across Alhara to the other side of the poor baby boar.
And she is going to try and kick it as hard as she can. Maybe it'll roll back into the ditch. This will be a confident finish.
Confident finish? It's a
Mhm.
baby boar. What has it ever
Yeah.
done to you?
It
Took a
was
bunch of damage.
born.
We treat it like being an adult.
Yeah, it charged my brother and friggin' gored him. Like, oof. That's a 17 against its flat-footed armor class because I tumbled through, dealing not a lot of damage. It looks like 5 for the regular hit and then 7 additional precision if it hits.
I made a mistake. Rob, you only take 6 points of damage. I accidentally have the wrong damage on here. So you take 6 points of damage, not 13. So
Oh, good.
The baby boar does a lot less damage than I thought.
Oh,
Sorry
thank
about
goodness.
that. And the confident finish of a 16 easily hits the poor little boar. So how much damage do you do to this
12
thing?
total. And then with my third action, seeing
Okay,
that they're
doesn't look too
nasty.
good, as you just punched it in
Okay.
the face, and it's like, "Rah, rah," and it's like screaming and making all these horrible sounds as you
Mhm.
punch it right in the face.
Well, she kicks it, yeah. The third and final action, because they are so aggressive, is going to be to parry with her bow staff.
Okay, Alteron is up.
Ataran moves up as they say, a rule of Odic, and a rock goes flying at the baby boar. 19.
You hit the baby boar, and you kill it. Are you happy? Are you happy?
That is sure to angry the mother. We are going to get her ire.
Poor
I think we're going to be
baby
happy later when we have a lot
boar.
of bacon and ham and
Darius sees this all happen in front of him in the ditch in the ravine. You see another baby boar and then the big mama boar. It'll be difficult for you, Terrain, if you want to go down into the ditch. It's up to you.
Yeah. So if I go there, is that considered in it or on the edge?
I don't know where there is.
I pinged it, but there. If I go there, is that considered in the
Um,
ditch?
No, it's like on the edge.
Can I hit it from
well,
there?
those-
The mama boar?
Yeah, but before you do that, while you're figuring this out, something happens. The baby boar,
Boar ferocity! Is that what happened?
boar ferocity, comes back alive.
what?
After you think
Seriously?
it was down, it comes back and is ready for round 2. Swear to God.
Hit one of the other ones, and I'll finish that one off in an AOE.
Right. That screws up my plan. Let's see. 1, 2.
Well, you can go ahead and do it then.
Yeah, just
Hold
finish
on.
it off.
No, that's all right.
You thought it was going down. You're like, oh, I can't. Oh no, it's coming back.
I have to start on a fresh one. I will step diagonally down, right to there, and I will take the mountain stance. And I'll, attack with a flurry the fresh baby boar. Is that enough?
A 15 to hit the baby boar.
Yeah, the fresh one.
Oh, the fresh baby boar. Yep, you hit it. And do 11 points of damage.
Yeah, it's still up, right?
It's still up. You punch it square in the face, and it's still kicking.
Hopefully you
go.
can put this one on ferocity too.
Well, 9 points of damage.
Yeah.
Now, if I take my third action and hit it again, does that negate? Does that finish the ferocity. You know what I mean?
No, well, what
Yeah.
happens is it died, but then used a reaction, which is its ferocity, that brings it
And it-
back
Back up
to
now.
1 hit point.
Then I can take my
And-
third attack. My third.
Yes,
Action. Okay.
yes. The other one, it was a slight delay.
A 0.
A 0. I think.
Oh boy.
I think you take damage instead.
I punch
Oh.
myself in the face. Happens all the time.
Yep, always happens. Okay, you well, you kind of killed 2 boars. Kinda, but not really. Not really. You didn't really. So now the big boar, the big mama boar, goes crazy and just goes after the closest one. That's Alhara.
Oh, boy.
Runs up, charging at you. So here comes
Parry,
super
parry, parry,
attack.
parry, parry.
That's
Ah.
plus 2. So a 23.
23
that
definitely hits.
Hit. 15 points of damage.
Oh,
that's-
goodness.
That's the real damage, yeah. 2d6 plus 4. Rolls a 6 out of 5, so hits
Yeah.
you square in the chest. And then after charging you for 2 actions, it just tries to tusk you again, just a regular old
No.
tusk attack. And 8. That's
Oh, thank goodness.
Hap is up. These boars are dynamite. So
Yes, they are.
They seem furious. Like they're just angry boars. You can't tell if something's wrong with them or you're in their territory. You don't know what's going on, but they're really going nuts and attacking you.
Are you pretty comfortable with your reflex save there, Vanessa?
I mean, it's my best defense.
Are you going to be mad at me if I ask you to make a reflex save?
Only if I die by the end of this encounter.
Okay, fair enough. I'll take those odds. All right, so Hap runs up to the baby boar, and she's crying a little bit. She's like, "I'm so sorry, cute little piggies. I'm so sorry, Alhara." And then she releases a whole flock of burning sparrows into the 3 boars and Alhara.
Odoran's eyes go wide.
Oh, Steven loves this.
Oh
Maximum damn. Well, one of its maximum average damage.
no.
Well,
Oh,
let's
boy.
see. Let's see. Well, Alhara fails her saving throw.
I'm gonna
Wow.
use my hero point. I got one left
Use
for
it
the
again.
So
day.
Hero
sorry.
I don't know if I should allow you to use hero points against your own people.
What?
Okay, I'll allow. I'm kidding. Of course you can use it.
Ooh, 29 on the
That's a
reroll.
critical. This is what I was
That's
counting
amazing.
on.
Yes.
We've planned for this. Oh, I'm so proud of us right now.
So not fair.
So Alhara is thinking like, okay, sure, I'm going to move out of the way, and doesn't realize how intense this gout of flame is going to be, and quickly gets her butt out of the way, springing away and then bouncing back by pushing off her bow staff.
And then all of these gorgeous, gorgeous fiery birds just burn holes straight through the baby boars and do the same at the regular boar.
Okay, the 2 baby boars die horribly as they get incinerated, and they don't seem to be coming back up. The big boar takes 10 points of damage, and Hap is done. Alhara's up.
All right, well, that was spectacular. Wow. Let's see if we can take care of this big angry boar before it gets an attack again, because holy mackerel, this thing is dynamite. We're going to try the good old standby, tumble through. We get a 24 against its reflex DC.
Sure.
Does that succeed?
Yes.
Fantastic. All right, she's going to tumble through it, giving her a panache and also making it flat-footed until the end of her turn. She's then going to turn around and kick this one squarely as well, right in the rump. A total of 20 to hit.
You hit.
All right, 10 points of non-lethal bludgeoning damage.
Okay. It takes the damage. Still up.
Oh boy, one more. We have a lot of attacks before it goes. You know what? Alhara is going to try and follow up by sweeping her quarterstaff down upon it. Bow staff down upon it. Since it is still flat-footed, hopefully this will hit. Not with an 8.
Nope. You miss. Lateran sees 2 boars roasting. Smells better than the apple, I'll tell you.
Ataran's eyes widen and flash a vibrant violet as they glare with their evil eye upon the mama boar.
What? How does that work? It doesn't even speak the language.
I don't think there is a language on evil eye.
It's evil eye, not evil conversation.
Oh, 26.
Whoa.
26. It's frightened 1. That's it. Sucker.
Yep. All right, and Ataran takes cover with the tree.
Darius, you're up.
All right. I'll step and then flurry.
18. You just barely hit it.
It's flat-footed.
Still barely hit it. 8 points of damage. And it's still up.
So tough.
Second shot. Ooh.
That will not do it. 12, even flat-footed. Even a 15 that brings it up. Nope.
And third strike.
Minus 10 plus 3.
Minus 10 plus 3. Nope.
12. Miss. Oh, the boar's up. The
Oh,
boar.
I hit it once. Is it higher level than me? He has to make a fortitude save or be
Oh,
stunned.
you forgot about that. You gotta remember.
I didn't forget. I just said it. I said it with my
You
mouth.
can't forget. Does a
Oh,
27 make it?
Nope.
Gosh.
Yes.
I
This
think-
boar is the main boss, or a druid shape changed. Holy cow.
Well, it's
maybe
a
the
plus
second one.
10 to its fortitude save.
Yeah, it's fine.
It had
Well, it's
2
actually-
babies with
that's
it. That
actually
would be a
20.
freaky druid.
That's actually a
Maybe.
20. It's a 26.
druids, they're
actually.
weird.
Mm.
It's frightened. It seems to have animal intelligence. It stares at Ataran, knowing that you put evil eye on it.
What?
It charges
Really?
straight at
I
Ataran.
know.
What?
Animal intelligence?
Animals don't like when you stare at them.
Yeah,
That's
just like the way
right.
you're looking at it.
That's right. You put evil eye on it. You were challenging it. And if anyone here was doing challenge, these other people are fighting it, but you actually went out of your way to challenge it. So it's charging at you full bore. Get it?
All right.
Oh my gosh.
Well, it only rolls a 20, so it doesn't manage to do the crit damage, unfortunately. So it hits you, I presume. Oh, sorry, minus 1. So it's a 19. Does a 19 hit your AC of 15? Oh, it does. That's correct. So frightened. It doesn't. Does it do less damage with frightened? I forget. Frightened only does.
It's probably minuses to everything.
It's all DCs, so I don't think that would be damage.
Not damage. It's just DCs
Yeah,
and
that's
checks. I believe.
right. It's everything else but not damage. So 10 points of damage to Ataran. Come on, let's see it. Put it on. It's your job.
I already
Oh, there we go. I see it now. He does it one more. He roars triumphantly, or she. Sorry,
Oh boy.
she roars triumphantly and tries to tusk you again in a place you don't want to be tusked.
Oof.
That's any place.
Oh, a 20. I think that hits you. 10 points of damage. Wow, that's not so much damage. Oh, Ataran is almost
It's not
dead.
doing well.
Hop is up.
Hap is very very concerned for her best non-animal friend Ataran, and is going to just quickly start rapid firing fiery birds at that big pig. So I'm gonna lead with an elemental toss, and then I'm gonna follow with the produce flame.
No boy. Going to be having bacon for dinner tonight.
Mm-hmm.
19. That hits. And does 10 points of damage. It
Yeah.
gets more ferocity.
Oh my gosh.
Comes back to life. Yes.
Then another bird.
But then another one hits it for 9 points of damage.
Gotta protect my boo over there.
Okay, now it's dead.
Wait, what now?
Okay, it's dead. It was killed once, it came back to life, and then killed again, and this time it dies for real. So, congratulations, you killed the boars. They're all dead. Poor little animals. What did they ever do to you? Huh? You come into their house, They're just eating apples, sleeping in the crick. You guys sneak up on them, surprise them. They try to defend their house. And what do? You kill them.
Oh, Hap is
Good
fully
job.
crying about these poor animals that didn't need to die.
Oh,
I completely
Alhara is
forgot I had taken cover. Oops.
Alhara is
Oh, I
fully
didn't
crying against the
I
fact
didn't
that she
forget.
got gored and that she has all this beautiful, delicious pork to eat.
We're gonna take it back to the crazy mug. What is it? The mad mug.
The Mad Mug, yeah. I think that's our new. It's gonna have to be our new haunt. I say we bring it back. You know what? We could also
Ataran
just.
slowly just slides down the tree as you're talking.
Darius will run over to Ataran as he's yelling, "Get the boars! We'll bring them to the mad mug."
Ataran just stares at where they've been gored twice.
I'll see
Did
what I
not
can do.
expect the boar to charge me.
I know. Let me help.
Oh no! Oh, that looks bad.
Should I use a scroll or should I just use a bit of my own stuff?
No, I am still alive.
14!
I'm spending a hero point because this is crazy.
You
It's a
have
third
rolled-
14 I've rolled for this damn skill.
You gotta quit doing medicine, my man.
You need a +1 somehow. There must be
Guidance! Guidance!
critical-
Ah,
too late.
shoot!
Late.
It's all right. Still
Critical-
missed.
No.
Failure. 1d8 points of damage.
No.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
because
Yes.
listen to me.
No, because listen.
My item goes off and it becomes a regular failure.
Your item goes off? Which item was that?
The angel statue.
The angel statue that I have,
Okay, the
the
item
crying
goes off.
angel pendant.
The crying angel pendant cries its tears, and it goes off as a free action, turns into a normal failure. It cracks and disintegrates to nothing.
Ataran looks at it and looks at Darius curiously. Well,
Your wounds are
wait,
beyond my skill.
I will rest a moment and
Hap.
Just heal them,
Oh, you see,
please.
it could have been just 1 point of damage. You wouldn't have killed them. You would have just
Not
done
the
a little bit
not the
more.
point. Nope.
Are we gonna do any more of this hero work today, or
I don't think
I
so.
knew
We're
the
all.
mother would be angry, but not this angry. And
Who?
Ataran
What?
just looks like a little confused at their wound and is
Or-
just staring at it.
Hap, can
Hap.
you help with your magic?
I think we're done with the
we
hero
have
work for
potions. do we
today.
not?
are we done with the hero stuff for today? 'Cause
Yeah, I think so. Go ahead and just let's heal them up,
Okay.
and we'll go. We'll have a good meal, and we'll deal with whatever's left tomorrow.
Okay, I'm gonna cast heal from my spell slots. And I'm using the 2-action version, obviously, so this is at +8.
So what was it?
13 total.
13.
Do.
Updated. Sorry, I was waiting in case you wanted to describe it or something.
Oh, it's the same thing. I put my hands on you, and my hands kind of glow as if they were like hot metal being forged in a fire, and then I transfer that glow to your injuries, and then they start healing up.
As other times, Ataran sort of stiffens at the touch, but just slightly relaxes and then nods. Thank you, that is much better. At least it is healing over now and not an open wound.
Oh hush, you're basically my best friend that doesn't walk on 4 legs. I couldn't let something happen to you.
I have never been injured this much. This is new.
Well, try not to make a habit of it.
Kind of exhilarating, though, isn't it?
I have a complicated answer to that. It is.
That's
Mm,
that's probably fair. Yeah, you should probably let the various siblings take care of all the frontline work for the future, huh?
yes, I glared at it malevolently. I can channel a certain power through my gaze, but
Oh, I've been at the receiving end of that stare. Trust me, I know.
that it is a little bit more dark, but I did not think it would come at me. I should have been more careful.
I'm just glad you're okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, and thank you, Hap. I can walk to the circus if that is what we wish to do.
Yeah. Who wants roast pork? Hey, Darius, if you'll grab one of the little ones and the big one and bring it back to the camp, I'll bring one of these little ones over to the Mad Mug so that they can have some too. But I think we should share this with the rest of the troop.
Agreed.
They could really use it.
Yeah, and then maybe we can start putting together a schedule and trying to figure out when our next show is going to be. People in town seem to be pretty
Yes.
excited, and I don't know, all this hero work is exciting and exhilarating, but I'm really looking forward to getting back out there in the ring, you know?
I do.
Ataran will stand and start to go over to where the boars are, and then looking down into the ravine.
Should we check on the farmhouse to make sure everything's okay?
Oh, yeah, probably.
I wanted to see if there was anything down where they were nesting. Maybe it might just be that the druids agitated them. So Ataran's just looking down to where they were, kind of like not initially climbing down just in case anything's obvious, but then might be willing to climb down into the nest if they don't see anything. So
You don't see anything.
yeah, so they would carefully, now that they're healed, kind of slide down and then look in that area.
Alhara makes a big leap and lands directly behind Atron.
Alhara notices something squished underneath the log.
Ew, what's that?
Ataran would look like, oh, what?
She's going to go over and start poking at it and seeing what it is and if she can get it out.
Yeah, and the you poke at it, and in the leaves and under the large tree trunk, it seems to be a body.
Oh, yeah. Ugh. Like a humanoid body?
Yes, you'd have to sort of move everything out of the way if you want to figure.
Oh,
out
she'll
what
do
this
that.
is.
That's not a problem.
Dig it
She'll start-
out. It is a dead gnome. Appears to be recently dead.
Atron's eyes go wide as you start pulling out a body from underneath the tree.
What is this, a halfling or a gnome? Oh, yeah, gnome. You can tell by the nose. Stinks. He sort of holds it up by like the scruff of this creature.
It stinks. Is that all you have to say? This was a person, like, not long ago.
Right, but now it's a body. It's no longer a person. I don't know. I didn't know this.
Do we know
gnome.
of a gnome that was missing? There were people missing from around town, yes?
Does it have a pack or some other own belongings in a bag or something around?
Yeah.
Oh.
Mm,
She
yes.
sets the gnome's body on the edge of on the slope of the ditch and starts going through it.
Ataran helps carefully, respectfully even.
You go through the body, and he seems to be dressed in civilian clothes, not an adventurer. But you do find a scroll tube and a small bottle of potion. That's it.
Hey, what'd you guys find?
This?
Ataran holds up a scroll and a vial of potion. Maybe they were traveling through, or perhaps they are local.
What's it say?
What's say?
I mean, we don't automatically know that it's a magic scroll. Like, it could just be like a letter or something.
It's not. It's a tube.
Oh.
Ataran will open up the scroll case.
You open up the scroll case. Inside appears to be a scroll.
Alright. Ataran will, let's see, is Read Aura the right spell?
The way it works is for a scroll, you must successfully make a identify check to know what it is, and it has to be, I believe, in your school as well.
Ataran says, I could try to determine its magical nature, but if you really wish to identify it, we will need time.
Oh,
So-
no, I didn't know it was magical.
It is likely. We should just check on it once we get back to the circus.
Well, maybe we should give it back to the family.
I do not know of any gnomes that were missing, but we can check.
I forgot that you were from here, Atron. Yeah, you make a good point. You, Abertonian, you.
I am not from here.
I know, that's why we should take them back to town and see if they had any family.
Yes, we will want to take them to the Church of Abadar for proper burial. Yes?
Yes.
Now there's fresh graves available.
Ataran nods. So the church first. Well, what's closer? Probably. Well, we
Probably
still want to take
Well,
them
let's
to the church
check on the
first.
farmhouse first.
While you guys were looking at all the magical stuff, Alhara goes to the other side of the log and continues to sort of search around the ravine. Well, not ravine, but the ditch. Is there anything else over there?
Nope. There's nothing else over there other than Just looks like this is where the boars were living, is in this ditch.
Okay.
Can we see the farmhouse from here?
The farmhouse? Which farmhouse
Yeah.
are you talking about?
Is there not a house associated with this orchard?
The orchard is rather large, so
I mean, like, somebody lives here and takes care of this orchard, right?
no.
Okay, well, never mind then. Ignore everything about the farmhouse in the last 30 minutes that I said.
Mm,
Well, you don't know that. Here, I'll show you where you are on the map.
Arteron
Okay.
does collect some apples.
We should collect some to roast with the boar.
mhm.
It's already partially roasted. That's great.
That's where you are. You're way in the south of town. So, yeah, there's a house here, but this orchard is a community resource. It's sort of taken and maintained by the community.
Oh,
No one
okay. So we don't
actively-
need to check any houses.
no one lives actively in the nearby house. It's just a community community orchard.
Well, this gnome was probably just one of the villagers coming to tend the orchard or get some apples or something.
Okay, well,
So
let's,
Alhara looks around. There's nothing else here. The boars obviously have nothing on them. So the only thing you find is this dead gnome that's been... it looks like it was manhandled and killed by the boars, by the wounds on it, and looks like it was dragged and stuffed over here. Maybe it fell in, maybe it was killed and just ended up here. You're not exactly sure how it ended up in that weird position. But obviously it also came too close, and you saw how much damage these boars did. And 3 against 1, it was no challenge.
We can go back to Father Nolan and see that this gnome is buried before we head back to the church, yes?
Were the boots gnome-sized?
the
what
bloody
boots?
boots? No, those
No.
were the sheriff's boots.
Yeah, but do we know what race the sheriff was?
Human.
Okay, fair enough. All right, I guess we're going to the church, unless anyone has any objections.
Nope.
Nope.
All right, lead on.
So we go back to the church with the body and some boars.
Father Drend, we have, unfortunately, another victim of this whole crisis for you. This one didn't make it out so well. Do you know who this might have been?
He comes over and he's just stunned. He's like, what is going on in this town? The sheriff is murdered.
That's what we were wondering.
People kidnapped, demons. This is all too much. There's something horrible afoot. I don't even know anymore. This is too much. Oh, and he looks over to this gnome and he's like, oh, I think this was one of the workers, one of the farm hands, the laborer. I believe he was new to the area. He probably, he's not a member of our church. I don't know his name, but he's looking at his clothes and he can tell that this was someone who was a farmer.
Well, we wanted to make sure he was buried properly. Thank you. We must return to the circus.
Yes, we'll take care of it. We'll take care of him. Thank you for this grim work you're doing. But if you find others, please do bring them here, and we'll take care of trying to find out what family
I
he was
would
working for.
not want to see one rise up as anything unsavory. Thank you.
Of course. Sure.
Are we going to drop the baby boar off at the Mad Mug first? Real quick.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
And I expect to have some of this in the morning.
You go to the Mad Mug with one of the baby boars, so you
We
go
sure
to the
do.
Mad Mug, and sure enough, the waitress is still there because it's the same day.
Same day.
It's literally just the afternoon now, and the ruffians are still there. They're just playing cards. They kind of ignore you and sort of just don't even pay attention to you.
That's fine. I'll get the attention of the owner.
Yeah, who is the owner anyway?
That's a heck of a name. Looks like
Croydock.
Lacroidic Effa.
Lacroydrick.
Lacroydrick.
Licky for short?
Ephra. Latroydrick.
Who wrote that?
Latroydrick is the owner. I did.
And
Latroydrick.
Okay.
He owns
Latroydrick.
the mill. You have something
A
wrong with
donation
his
for-
name? It's a family name. A
Mr.
donation?
Mr. Effia, I've got a baby boar to donate to the Mad Mug. Hopefully,
You
there'll
have?
be some. We have. I'm holding it.
Oh, okay.
We took care of it.
Sure
I
did.
have it in my hand. A rather large baby boar. Please serve it as bacon and whatever stew you might feel appropriate.
He looks over the board. He goes, sure, some of the parts are used for bacon, but, it doesn't have a lot of fat on it. It's too lean. But you know what? This would make a really good brisket.
Ah, yes. That is also acceptable.
And it's already halfway cooked. I hope that's not a problem.
No. He looks at it. He sees it. He, cuts a piece to show you, Hap. And he's like, look, you see, you only seared the outside. You really got to put it in the oven for a long time if you want to cook it. And sure enough, you see, the outside was all burnt and, all the fur, but the inside wasn't cooked at all. It's got a long way to go.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Okay.
He says, no. He says, otherwise, you'd be cooking these things alive, and no one wants that. It ruins the meat. Too much stress.
Well,
Understood.
make sure Violet gets a little bit.
Oh, Violet, of course. Come back tomorrow. I'll have the brisket all done by then, because, a good brisket takes all day to make. So I'll have this all ready by tomorrow evening.
Excellent.
Sounds good. Maybe ham and eggs for breakfast.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
Sure, right. I should be able to get some bacon off of this, and then the brisket will take the full day.
Excellent. A gift from the Circus of Wayward Wonders.
Oh, excellent. That's great. Thank you so much for that. And the
then we go
server
back to the
nods
circus.
to you and notice. Sure enough, he starts butchering it right away.
Fantastic.
Back to the circus.
As they arrive, Ataran would, as they're approaching the little stream there, say, do we have any bandage or anything? I know you had trouble before, Darius, but maybe now if we rest some. I am not as good with tending wounds as you or Alhara.
Yes, we can do it again.
Thank you. I need to be careful.
Ahara, if you want, I can tend your wounds too.
Oh,
I learned a little bit from Darius while I was trying to take care of Dad.
Oh, I would certainly appreciate that.
Sure, just hold still.
Freaking not a good roll for me.
I'm gonna give myself guidance. Alright, well.
Yeah, well.
9 and 12. You guys really stink at healing.
We can't roll for anything on healing.
It was the trade-off for hitting with a third attack this game. Which is the first time it's ever happened.
Well, if, Atron, if you wait until before we go to bed, I can give you the last of my magic for the day. I'm just afraid to do it too soon in case the druids ambush us.
No, that is wise of you, actually. I greatly admire that. That is fine, thank you.
Well, when we all get settled in, I want to go find the professor.
Okay?
Hey, Dad, I'm back from another adventure, apparently. The whole town thinks we're heroes.
Well, you are heroes in a way. I mean, you took care of that druid, and I hear you've been doing some crazy stuff in town. I can't actually believe these rumors. I heard something about demons and mephits and other crazy... what's going on? Tell me, because I'm worried for you.
What's going on is that I've had to kill things with my magic. You always taught me to just use it for entertainment and to make people happy. But now I'm causing pain with it, and I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, you don't have to do that if you don't want. You can stay here. You can just run the circus with me. I know you look up to Alhara and Darius and want to do what they do, but maybe they're tougher. Maybe they're built for this. Maybe you just want to be an entertainer. That's fine. You can do that and just run the circus with me. But if you're going to go off on adventures with them, well, I didn't show you that aspect of your powers, but most people use it for those purposes. They use it to defend themselves, or, in other cases, to hurt others.
That is all I want, is to stay here and just be an entertainer. But I'm just so scared. We've all almost died so many times. If I wasn't there burning people, I don't think Darius and Alahara or even Atron would still be alive.
Well, have you actually burned any humans, any humanoids? What have you been fighting? What have you been up to these last few days?
Well, it's mostly been these weird flappy things that are made out of like rocks or made out of like water. And there was these little baby boars that were attacking Darius and Alhara. The only person I had to burn was that druid who came and attacked us.
Yes, well, we all were being attacked by that, and what else could you have done? Let it kill everyone? So that was purely self-defense. As for these mephits, it sounds like they're elemental scamps that sort of cause trouble. And if they attacked you, then you're fully in your rights to defend yourself and, if necessary, kill them, as they could easily get away as they all fly and have other magical abilities. And boars, well, I know you take care of the animals, but you still eat animals, and boars are extremely territorial. I myself have killed many a boar, both for recreation and sport as well as for eating over the years, so that's fine. So it doesn't sound like you're going on and wantonly murdering people. It sounds like you're doing what needs to get done. You're defending yourself and killing magical creatures that are attacking you, defending against boars that are charging at you. That sounds okay to me.
Thanks, Dad. Can I ask you something else?
Sure.
We've been spending a lot of time at this Temple of Abadar, and it's made me... That priest is just so content. He acts like he knows all the answers, and it makes me question, like, why don't I know anything about the powers that be? But he said that one of the gods was all about making people happy and about putting some beauty in the world. What do you know about Shaylin?
Shaylin. Thing about circus folk is that we're always moving around, so usually we don't have a lot of time for the gods, or if we do it in our own way. We try not to be too showy, as in show business, the easiest way to turn someone off is to make them believe that you are something that you're not. People want to see you as what they think you are, a strong man, or a tattooed lady, or Siamese twins, things like that. They don't want to know that you worship a certain god or that you believe in certain things. So if you notice, no one here outwardly shows their beliefs. But Shaylin is a very popular goddess among circus folk, as she's all about art, beauty, love, music. I don't know a lot about her, but I'm sure if you ask around, some of the other members might be able to talk to you. I think the Flamboni sisters might worship Shaylin.
Oh, I'm not ready to talk to anybody else about this. I'm truthfully a little bit embarrassed to even be thinking about it. Do you think it'd be silly if I tried to pray in the morning?
No, of course not. Most people do. In fact, I don't even know where your powers come from. I presume they came from the gods, but if they don't, then maybe it's in your bloodline. I'm not exactly sure myself, but most people who have abilities, it comes from a god or goddess, either directly or indirectly. So of course, everyone here prays in their own way. I know Alhara does her exercise, and that's her method of praying.
Yeah, she looks so silly when she does it.
And Ataran goes off into the woods doing whatever they're doing, but I believe that's their time of praying.
I think they just like to brood.
That's a method of praying. So yes, everyone here does their own thing. But again, I think everyone does it quietly in their own way so that not to disturb others or to have an outwardly appearance during their shows and their performances.
I'm going to give them a big hug and say, thanks, Dad. That really makes me feel a lot better.
Sure. And I'll tell you what, I'll go talk to the sisters and find out a little bit more about Shaylin myself. I'm curious as well, now that you brought it up. I don't worship any one god. When I was younger, I was brought up to worship Phrasma, but I kind of fell out of it over the years, and I know that she's there, and I believe in her, but I don't actually actively worship her, so I'd be curious to learn more about Shaylin as well. Maybe we can do it together.
I'd really like that a lot.
Sure. All right, let's get to those boars you brought. Looks like we got a lot of butchering we need to do to turn those into steaks before it goes bad.
That's right. We're going to eat well tonight and tomorrow night and the night after.
At least.
Yeah, boars are like a ton or something. They're enormous.
They're
Yeah.
huge.
About a ton,
There's
but
so
they're
much
big.
meat. Yeah,
They're pretty big.
that's what I was thinking. It'll feed this camp for a couple days, and it's good protein. Good for keeping your strength up. Right, brother?
Oh, yes. Packed with vitamins and boar ferocity.
You've been listening to Roll for Combat 3-Ring Adventure, a Pathfinder actual play podcast. If you have a question or comment for the show, please visit us at rollforcombat.com. You can also find us and play various games on our Discord channel at discord.rollforcombat.com. You've been listening to Roll for Combat. Until next week, always remember that you're not the first person to yell "Freebird" at the bard.